Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today's topic. I, 30 female, caught my husband, 31, in an affair, and I don't know how to move on. I suspected things had been going on for a while, but kept brushing it off. I thought he would never do that to me. Since around April, he's been refusing my attempts to have us see most of the time, sitting differently on the couch to where he's facing away from me. Little things. It's with one of our good friends. She came to my house a few weeks ago. She's texted me. She's pretended to be there for me. I found out because I rolled over and they were having a Snapchat conversation. She said she wished she could be there to hold him, and he summarized that I tried to seduce him last night and mocked it. I confronted him, and he admitted it. He said that it was because quarantine was stressful. He does not want to work things out. He thinks of me only as a friend in his heart. When I told her husband, he confronted her, and apparently they actually kissed back in February. I think at that moment, I was never going to be enough for him. We used to be so happy. The week before they kissed, we celebrated Valentine's Day together. He bought us a nice bottle of wine for our anniversary. We had fun, we were perfect. I don't know where to go from here. We've been married only about a year. I feel like he took so much from me and doesn't even want to go to therapy or work this out. I don't want to leave my house, but everywhere in it, I see him. He chose her. I've been cheated in every relationship I've ever been in. He was supposed to be my forever. I don't know what to do. I've made therapy appointments, but I was also laid off last month, so I have too much free time to analyze every single moment where he might have been lying to me or where I made myself pathetic trying to cling to him. How do I start to get through this? TLDR, my husband had an affair and does not want to try to work out our marriage. I feel like I'm drowning and don't know how to start moving on. You can't go to therapy and work this out. It only gets worked out if both people want to put the effort in, and your husband has made it very clear he's not interested in trying to make the relationship work. He directly told you that. You need to find a lawyer and file for divorce. Lawyer first. Get the divorce filed and get their advice on if it's okay for you to leave the house while things are processing. As for the other, you need to fill your time. Devote yourself to hobbies, including picking up new ones. Rely on friends, long video calls, watching movies together, etc. Fill as much of your time as you can until things start to process. I'm so sorry he gave up on you without even trying. Honorary. You deserve far better than that. It's a shame some people are so good at hiding how little respect they have for other folk, but please hold on to the fact that none of this was your fault. There is absolutely zero reason for a partner to cheat, ever, and there is absolutely no justification that can put even a shred of the blame on you. Have a mantra to help you when things get overwhelming. I'm going to be okay. This sucks, but I'm going to be okay. I'm a loyal, trustworthy, hardworking woman. I deserve the same in return. I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I'm worthy. Even if you don't feel they are true in this moment, it will help to say them out loud until they hold truth to you. I'm sorry you are going through this. You can't trust this man anymore, and he is not willing to compromise with you. You deserve better. The first thing you need to do is work on what your first step in the divorce will be. Go talk to a lawyer. Many offer free initial consultations. You are posting here asking for emotional support, and you do clearly need it, but the main thing you need to do is get yourself out of this terrible situation where you are married to someone who doesn't give two shits about you. You will feel better if you start taking definite steps in that direction. People post here all the time about finding out their partner cheated or had an affair, but they want to work things out, and the poster doesn't know how to trust them. Your husband is making this easy for you. He doesn't even pretend to want to work on things. Don't forget that decision of his, even if he later changes his mind and wants to work things out. He has chosen the other woman in a clear and unambiguous way. Even if he chooses you later, You already know that doesn't stop him from looking for a better option. Even if your friend decides to end the affair for good, you should assume your husband will look for yet another alternative option to you. Therapy is also a good idea when you can get around to it. You might also look around for support groups, maybe r/surviving_infidelity, or maybe a local group of some kind. Or maybe just a friend or family member or two who you can turn to right now. Not your husband, obviously. I was where you are 5 years ago. My husband leaving me and subsequent divorce was very sudden and traumatic. It took time, but eventually I got my emotional shit together and life went on. You'll be thrown for a loop for a while, but what absolutely will help is cutting both people out completely. No gaining closure talks, no coffee dates to catch up, no late night texts, etc. Block them on all social media and step back from mutual friends. Make sure you are serious in your conviction that your husband is a stranger who doesn't deserve your time. Same goes for your friend. That means they aren't allowed to weasel their way back into your life. You loving either one of them is not an excuse to let them back in your life. You have to accept and understand that fact. One or the other will want some form of contact at some point. They don't deserve that from you. Throw yourself into hobbies, friends, getting a new job, exercising, whatever. Cheating aside, you do need to go to therapy for the line you dropped at the end about being cheated on in every relationship. Clearly there's something about you unresolved that allows people that abuse boundaries to sniff you out and take advantage of you. The only way forward from here with divorce. Your husband is not only a cheating scumbag, but he shows no remorse or desire to fix things, and one person can't hold a relationship together on their own. Why are people so gross? Your husband is gross, your friend is gross. Having integrity isn't that hard. They are trash masquerading as people. I'm sorry this happened to you. My father-in-law did something similar, so did my uncle. Uncle and aunt stayed together and worked it out, married a fair partner. It's been years and I try to treat them normally, but I just don't have the respect for them, and I can barely stand being in the same room. This will happen to your husband, and honestly I think it's a very good reason to not bother working things out when a partner has an affair. You can be assured that everyone who knows just barely tolerates the person now. I think when you file for divorce, if it's your house, make a move to keep it, and then sell it later after divorce. BCF that's up for cheating on you, and then destroying a home as a safe space. Take it one step at a time, and find yourself and your friends. You're gonna need a support group. So definition, get some good friends in your corner, and if you're close you parents, definition, start off there. Good luck op, you got this. Wow. Girl, he was really making fun of you for trying to have SE with him. He is shit. Don't waste any more time grieving the loss of your relationship with this scumbag. Nothing is your fault. A decent human being would have just been straight up with you when his feelings changed. He made the choice to betray you every day and continue to use you because it was convenient for him. You would never do this to someone because we are above people like this. Find you someone who will give you the same respect you give them. I'm really sorry. But get it all out now. Take time to think about every little moment where he might have lied to you and analyze it. Trust me, because if you don't now, then later you will randomly think about it and then get upset or feel low all over again. Also, how you get them is how you lose them. And your husband not wanting to work on things says a lot, and in a way is a blessing in disguise. You will see that later. I don't have any advice because I've never remotely experienced anything like this. I just wanted to say I'm so sorry you're going through this. That fooing sucks, and you deserve so much better than a selfish husband who would be so casually callous to you. He can kick rocks, and maybe he'll one day realize how spectacularly he screwed up. I hope you can look back on this a year from now and find yourself in a better position. I hope you'll heal and find happiness. Get a very good divorce lawyer and demand spousal support, and that he keep you on his medical insurance until the divorce is final, so you can see a therapist. Don't feel guilty about demanding all that you are entitled to. Start by getting your things in order, like important documents and personal keepsakes. File for divorce and look for a new place to stay. Rely on your support network for help through this. Family, friends, whoever. Distance yourself entirely and time will start to heal. There's no repair, and don't take him back if he tries to come back. I'm so sorry, but you're so young. There's so much more life ahead of you. You're going to make it. You've been married only a year. You're only 30. Hard as it may seem to you now, you are far, far better off than you would have been, and have lots and lots of life left to move on. You'll get through the hurt and sense of rejection, and be sorted soon. Work on yourself, seek counseling if you find that helpful, and count your lucky stars. I would say, as far as the house goes, you can make it yours. My story is not the same as yours, so I can't claim to understand your feelings, of course. However, my ex and I bought a house together and raised our girls there. And when we divorced, I wanted to sell it and start all over because the memories seemed like they would be too much. But for various reasons I stayed and had a couple cathartic days when all was said and done, where I put on loud music and purged some of our joint things and painted my room and made spaces in the house more mine. It can actually be empowering in a way to stay in a once shared space and make it your own. Please remember that there are good men out there that won't cheat on you. Don't prolong the inevitable. He is cheating on you and has ended your marriage. Let him go. You deserve so much better. Stop thinking about you as a couple and start thinking about you as an individual. First, get a lawyer. Do not worry about the expense, since the lawyer will make sure X pays. Then follow his advice to the letter. Make sure the lawyer knows how much you've been hurt, so they can take appropriate action. Since you do not have a job, ask the lawyer to try to get you living expense money until you get back on your feet. Do not move out unless the lawyer says you should. Instead, get him to move out, have him abandon you and the property. Make it a game and enjoy winning for a change.